All right, let's talk about a classic startup nightmare. How do you win a fight when you're completely outgunned and outspent from the get-go? Today, we're going to look at a blueprint for launching a brand new product into a market that's already dominated by absolute giants. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, right? You've got this amazing idea, but your competitors are household names with budgets that are just staggering. So where do you even start? The answer isn't about throwing more money at the problem. It's about having a way smarter plan. Let's break down what that actually looks like. So let's get into the mind of a first-time founder who decided to take on the world of gaming gear. This quote right here, it perfectly nails the mission. It's not just about building a thing. It's about surgically finding that one little spot in the market where you can actually plant your flag and win. Okay, so first, let's set the scene. This founder wasn't trying to enter just any market. No, they were jumping straight into the under $50 gaming space. And let me tell you, that is a very tough neighborhood. Think about it. This market is absolutely jam-packed with heavyweights, Logitech, Razer, Corsair. And in this budget zone, it is a brutal dog-eat-dog fight over price, which makes it incredibly hard to stand out. So here's the key takeaway. You can't just be cheap and generic. That is a race to the bottom that you will lose every single time. You have to offer real, undeniable value. So how do you find that value? Well, you don't just guess. You use a structured approach, a system to cut through all the noise and make really smart decisions. Let's look at the two core frameworks that brought some sanity to this chaotic challenge. First up, we've got STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Think of this as your strategic map. Segmentation, that's where you break down the entire market into smaller, more manageable groups. Targeting is when you pick one of those groups, the one you have the best shot at winning. And positioning, that's all about crafting the perfect message that makes them go, yes, that's for me. It's how you find your people. And then you pair that map with a little psychology, using the Jobs to be Done framework, or JTBD for short. This asks a really simple but incredibly powerful question. What job is the customer really hiring this product to do? See, they're not just buying a mouse. Are they hiring it to win a tournament? Or are they hiring it to build a beautiful PC setup to show their friends? Understanding that core motivation, well, it changes absolutely everything. So with those frameworks in hand, the real work started. And the very first step was to completely throw out the vague idea of budget gamers. Honestly, that term is useless. It hides all the important details you need to actually build something great. You have to go deeper. And this is exactly why going deeper is so crucial. This right here is one of the biggest, most common startup killers. You try to please everyone, so you end up building something generic that doesn't truly excite anyone. You become nobody's first choice. And this just perfectly illustrates the solution. After all the research, two very different personas popped out. On one side, you have the aspiring competitor. This person lives and breathes specs, performance, research. On the other side, you've got the aesthetic-driven builder. They care way more about the look, the feel, the RGB lighting, the overall identity of their setup. See, they're both technically budget gamers, but they want completely different things. And this is where that Jobs to be Done idea really clicks into place. It makes their motivations crystal clear. The competitor hires a mouse to get a competitive edge. They need precision, reliability, consistency. The builder, they hire a mouse to express their identity, to create a setup that they're genuinely proud to share with the world. It's the same product category, but they're being hired for totally different jobs. Okay, now this is the aha moment. This is where all that strategy and research starts to become a real, tangible thing. With a crystal clear target, the aspiring competitor, the founder could finally start designing a product that this specific person would actually, want to buy. And this wasn't just guesswork, right? It was a repeatable, disciplined process. You start by mapping the market, which helps you synthesize those personas. From there, you map their specific jobs. And only then, only after all that evidence is gathered, do you start translating it into actual product specs. This discipline is what makes sure you're building what the customer actually needs, not just what you think is cool. And here it is, the direct result, the Vanguard mouse. Now look at this. This isn't just a random collection of parts. Every single spec on this list is a direct answer to the aspiring competitor's job. They need a flawless sensor for that pixel-perfect aim. They need a lightweight body so their arm doesn't get tired after hours of playing. They need crisp switches that fire the instant they click. These aren't just features. They're non-negotiables for someone who's trying to win. And here is the brilliant positioning statement that just ties a perfect bow on the whole thing. This is the promise to the customer. It basically says, hey, you're getting all the high-end guts that you care about without paying extra for the big brand hype and advertising that you don't. It's direct, it's transparent, and it speaks their language. So, we have our customer defined, the product is spec'd out, and the positioning is totally locked in. Now all the pieces can finally come together. Let's look at what that final actionable launch plan looks like. Even the price itself is a piece of marketing. At $49.99, it's not the absolute rock-bottom cheapest thing out there, but it's priced with real intent. It reinforces that promise of no marketing tax. It screams that every single dollar you're spending is going into the hardware, not into some celebrity endorsement. So here it is, the full blueprint. First, target that niche and win it before you even think about going broader. Second, be laser-focused with your positioning, all about performance. Third, launch lean with a simple bundle that just makes sense. Fourth, price it strategically. And finally, and this is so important, have a rock-solid plan for manufacturing and quality control. See how every single step just supports all the others? It's a cohesive strategy. And that really brings us to our final thought. This entire strategy was built around getting rid of the marketing tax. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What hidden tax, whether it's complexity or bloatware or just brand hype, could you eliminate for your customers? Because the answer to that, well, that might just be your winning edge.